Hawaii Entertainment News, where we will talk about all the news that's happening around the film and entertainment industry in Hawaii.
You're supposed to say, I told you so.
Enough! Are you okay?
Oh my gosh, he's Superman!
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Crispy burger.
Hawaii Entertainment News, Season 2, Episode 10, Marc McClellan.
Welcome to Hawaii Entertainment News. My name is TK. Today's guest is an actor and stand-in for many actors, including Matthew Fox on Lost and Alex McLaughlin on Hawaii Five-0. Please welcome Marc McClellan as he tells us what it's like to work on a set as a stand-in.
Getting the opportunity to be on set is like an honor, regardless of what position you are. First team is the starting quarterback. He's the main the actors, the characters that are on the call sheet, and the second team, each actor has a stand-in to help set the scenes with the cameras and it was such an amazing job to say when they say second team, we're gonna do a second team rehearsal and action. So like we'd be in the Camaro, the Silverado, and McGarrett, whoever the characters, we'd pull up to a house and pull out the weapon and stack at the door and squeeze the shoulder. We would do everything the actors were doing on set. And then sometimes we would have to do it for an hour before everybody got their assignments. They would have the lenses on and be like, oh, let's try this different lens. Okay, perfect. Let's call in first team now. And, it was such an amazing experience to have that opportunity to do that. When I've been on set as a stand-in, there's been times where an actor is on set, he's in the vehicle, and he gets a call from a character from another scene at the house, and that actor's not there. So they'll be like, Mark, you got off camera in 2 minutes. So you got to go get the cans from sound. And most of the time my off camera work would be Alex, and he would tell me, Mark, don't F this up. And that even puts more pressure on me. You're sitting there with the sides and you're reading the lines, and it's a lot of pressure. The camera's on the actor. But if your lines that you're feeding the actor aren't accurate, if it doesn't sound real, it takes away from the other actor's performance, even though you're not on camera. So all those types of things are very, I'm grateful to even experience some of that, The crew is under a lot of pressure. These guys, they're away from their families 14 hours a day. You go home, you get 6 hours of sleep if you're lucky, and you're back. Like if you have to be on set at 6, you have a 4 a.m. wake up. You got to get ready, drive, get in a van, go to crew parking, get the set. If crew parking is away from base camp and you're not priority to get to base camp, the van's filled, you're still at crew parking waiting for the next van. So all these things you have to take consideration just to get the set. Well, I think the number one consequence is not getting hired back. The casting directors will get a call and get woken up out of bed like 3 people didn't show up, and they literally will get put to the bottom of the pile and not get called back. Reputation to me is everything. Being late is, and that's why I'm trying to be where I'm supposed to be at 30 minutes early in everything I do. I just like that peace of mind. Like I said, working things out, making sure everything's ready to go, you know. Usually like on the call sheet, when you get the set, they'll have that there's 50, they need 50 background, 10 of them are drivers, 4 of them are at the, you know, doing specific things. You're hired to fill a specific role. And when you're not there, like even you're at everything, everybody's watching everybody. The PAs, if like you have okay, we're gonna go to set in 5 minutes. Use the bathroom, go get some water, and you know it's very similar to the military. Hurry up and wait.
Aloha, this is TK with Hawaii Entertainment News. First Fridays are back. The Downtown Arts Center on Fridays between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. features over 20 local crafters and artists. Wear your mask, keep distance, and come on down and join in on the fun. Regal theaters have also reopened with the new health and safety measures that include increased fresh air distribution, keeping 2 empty seats between unrelated groups, and a requirement for patrons to wear masks unless eating or drinking. Come back to the movies. The 2-night premiere of ABC's new summer series, The Ultimate Surfer, will air on Monday, August 23rd and August 24th, 2021. The series will gather some of the world's greatest up-and-coming surfers to train and live together as they battle it out. Hawaiian surfers on the cast list include Kelly Slater, Brianna Cope, Kai Barger, Ezekiel Lau, and Koa Smith. Tiny Beautiful Things opened at the Manoa Valley Theater with a sold-out crowd. Get your tickets soon as the show will run through May 23rd. And the exciting news is that Stasia Droz and Deborah Glazier have been nominated for not 1, but 2, yes, 2 Emmys. Congratulations to Emmy-nominated The Nutcracker, A Gift to the Community for Ballet Hawaii, and the Hawaii Symphony Orchestra, and its corresponding PSA Beyond COVID for Ballet Hawaii. Congratulations and good luck to our Vahine filmmakers. Mahalo for watching Hawaii Entertainment News.
I feel like it's important. Well, I think the who it matters the most when it comes to looking like the actor, resembling the actor, would be the director of photography. The director of photography is the one in charge of the lighting. You don't have to look exactly like him. Alex had a clean shaving, and I wore a beard after like the 4th or 5th season because I didn't photo double him. I wasn't on camera photo double him. I was his stand-in. I think it's important for the DP because the lighting, facial structure, the height, body type. When you go to wardrobe every single day, you have to check in with wardrobe and you tell them what character you're standing in for. Sometimes you could be standing in for multiple characters. So you have to get the color cover for each character that you're standing in for. And they'll give you if your character's in a green shirt, they'll give you the same exact color of that. So when you're on being lit, they can see the reflection off your skin, fill in the frame. You know, if we have actors on different sizes and stuff, and where the marks are on you know, where we're sitting on the table, filling that frame. It's like I need you to go half step to your left. Perfect, mark them there. Bring in first team. And then, you know, so body type, the color of your shirt, everything is very, very important. As a stand-in, you come to set. Lost was very different from how 5-0 operated. My experience as a stand-in on different production is some productions, you'll have a call time, everybody comes to set. They'll tell everybody private rehearsal with the cast, so everybody has time to go back to their trucks, unload the trucks, and then there'll be a crew rehearsal where the crew does the dance, the movements with the DP, and you as a stand-in can have your sides And when the actor goes from one point to another mark, I'll write down where he makes that move with 5-0. They would have us show up to set, and then they would set the scene up with us, with second team. And then hopefully the actors would agree to do with what we set up, you know? So in a way, they felt like it was saving time. And then sometimes they would come up and be like, well, you know, it'd be different from how we originally set it up. I feel like as an actor, I would want to know the movements, the dance, prior to the entire crew seeing how things should be worked out. And then even like, this isn't a bad thing, it's just like observation. It's like, if we're doing a scene right here and you guys have your cameras and lighting set up, and then the actors came in and you decided to walk over and answer the phone, and we didn't rehearse that with the cameras, the DP didn't set the light on your end mark, you know, that, and then also if that could be an extra whole another hour of setting up cameras to get that angle of that actor making that decision to not stay there on the phone but make that move over to the other spot, you know what I mean? So that not being rehearsed takes away from a lot of time. And then towards the end of the day, it's like, it seems like before lunch there's a lot of like, it's okay, we got time, and then after lunch it's like, oh shit, we still got 4 scenes to do, you know, and then it's like, just set the cameras up, get to shots, and rush in the, you know what I mean?
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's the gaffer. Everybody knows who has the real power on film sets. Thousands and thousands of watts of power. It's the gaffer. The gaffer, Best Boy Electric, and electricians work with the cinematographer to design the lighting.
Now, Miss Lane, get ready for the greatest story of your career.
The electrical department is responsible for getting light, but also power to the set. A lot of power, and that could be deadly if not handled safely. But who's responsible for safety on a set? That's easy. You are. So believe me when I tell you, when an electrician tells you to do something on set, do it. It's for your safety and for everyone else's.
The film industry is very similar to the military. You have your different departments, transportation, catering. The supply guys in the military are your props, you know, the chain of command. You have the directors, like the generals, and as you know, as a stand-in, as a background, we're kind of like the crew gets to eat first, and you know, when you're not supposed to just go up and sit next to the actors and try to talk story with them. You can talk to them if they come up and sit down and inquire conversation with you, but it's kind of like taboo to interact with some of the higher in command, you know, some of the set etiquette things you kind of learn when you first get there on what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. That's what I mean about the film industry. It's like everybody's human, and we all have roles to play as far as on the call sheet, a job to do. Right. There is a side of it that is where you kind of go home feeling like, why am I doing this? You know, it's a job. You can't, one of the things I've learned is you can't bring your feelings to work. You know, right. You can't be sensitive. Yes, it's a job, and it's just like any other thing. There's good things and bad things about it. Why it's not appropriate, or I feel like it's not so professional to go up and talk to an actor. I feel like if one extra does it, or if a background does it, it gives everybody else a right to go do it. they might be still in character. There's actors that can cut and talk story and then action and be right back in character. And then there's others that need to be off on their side and running lines and to stay in character, you know. It's just one of the things that I've always learned or taught not to do is interact with the actors. They're not there to be your friend, and you're there to, you know, for your job. But I don't know. I was trained on Lost. Like John Bartley was one of the DPs, and you know, as a stand-in on Lost, that DP, we had to look when they do the light, the dot in your eye. You would have to stand there and stare at the dot. It was like, no, don't talk. Not even if he's 20 feet away, not on set. We can't even just be talking and having conversation. And that's the thing I was talking about the crew earlier, is about the commitment to the hours, and every one of them is so attentive to detail. You know what I mean? The props guys have to be, the next scene calls for all the background, the 10 background that are police officers to have their badges and have everything ready prior to them calling to be on set. Yes. The cameramen, they're so strict with seeing what's in the background, and you know, just the level of integrity, see, the attention to detail that they have in their craft. It was amazing. Continuity is like, the script supervisor has, to me, one of the hardest jobs on set. To continuity, she has to make sure, like, if the actor answers the phone with the left hand, he has to do that in every scene. The clock on the wall, what time of the day is the scene? Why is it saying 6 o'clock, and it's a, you know what I mean? That type of thing. One of the things I'd love to share is, like, you know, when we're on set and they're saying quiet on the set, pantomime. To me, that's one of the hardest things. You see, watching a movie and you see us sitting there, it looks like we're chewing bubble gum. To me, it's like, I would try to whisper, but if I was on set, and one of the things I would ask is like what was the highlight of your day? Or I'd ask you a hypothetical question, and I'd be like, if you had an hour to get to the airport, and I was going to give you a briefcase with 10 grand, and I would whisper, like, your airplane and your hotel and room and board is covered, where would you go? And if the cameras are rolling and you sit there and be like, man, I'd go, like, the thought process, instead of sitting there chewing on bubble gum, like, it's bullshit. Excuse my language, it's garbage acting. It blows the scene. So if I whisper and I ask you, man, I got 10 grand, I'm gonna take you to the airport, you got 1 hour to get there, your hotel room and board's covered, where would you go? And you're like, that light bulb comes on. That's a real moment. That's real emotion. That's real acting. That's what acting is about.
Well, hi, I'm Candy Shell, and I'm a local drag performer, and we are shooting a short film that I co-wrote with my friend Sandy and my husband Joseph, and it's called Candy Powers. And it's a micro short, which means it's less than 5 minutes. Today we were doing all of the outdoor shots. We're doing all of the indoor shots, which happen mostly in the newsroom. But this was so fun to get to shoot the really exciting stuff on the first day. We had my co-anchor get vaporized by aliens, which I personally took great pleasure in watching. You know, my friends have bought some of their own equipment. We have also been working with Olelo Public Media for a few years now. We have done a show there for the past couple years before COVID called The Sweet Spot with Candy Shell. And they have been very generous with their supplies. It's just an incredible resource. I can't stress enough that people take advantage of Olelo. It's here for you. To prepare for this, first of all, I've just been crazy with the idea of Candy Powers. Like, Candy Shell has been a thing. I've been a thing for a while now. I'm not going to age myself, but I But the idea of having powers and getting to play these roles that, I mean, I've always been fascinated and obsessed with any plot line that has a female lead and some kind of supernatural something happening in it. And so getting to finally bring those two loves together and get to be the female lead, I mean, that's incredible. And I've been making all of these shorts for Instagram and TikTok that kind of follow alternate storylines of the Candy Powers universe. So feel free to check those out.
I think my first movie, my first big break was the movie Wind Talkers, and I played a Marine. Answer to ad on midweek. I literally was bagging groceries and cleaning yards, and I was bagging groceries at a Kailua Safeway at night, and I was cleaning yards, and I saw an ad in midweek, and they were looking for extras that were military. I went to the ad, put on it. I still fit my uniform. I got out my old duffel bag and dumped everything out and ironed. I ironed and starched my uniform and put kiwi on my boots, and just like what I was in the military. And I showed up, and there was I think maybe 200 or 300 people in line trying to do this, and they picked, I'd say maybe 125 guys to show up at Kualoa Ranch, and we had to do push-ups, and they yelled at us, and it was kind of funny because they tried to mimic what boot camp was, and out of those 125 they picked half. And out of those, that they picked about 65 guys, and we went through a 1-week boot camp at Kane Marine Base. They shaved our heads. The only actor in the movie that didn't go through the boot camp was Nicolas Cage. All the other the starring actors had to do the same boot camp as we did. The last day of filming, they said, "Hey, you with the glasses, come over here." And they gave me a mic, and they said, "This is what we want you to say." And I was like, "Oh shit, I got a speaking part." And you know, I had to wait 1.5 years to see if it made the movie. I paid my ticket, ate one piece of popcorn. I was like, damn, that's it. And I had to, but it made the movie, and that opened the doors. I had worked background on Lost, and I was recovering from my second back surgery from cleaning yards, and I just got my real estate license. At the time, it was like 2007. 2008 when the bubble broke, and I had just got my real estate license but couldn't do nothing with it. And I was at Kahala Mall working for Coldwell Banker, and I got a call from casting, and they said, "Hey, are you interested in being a stand-in?" And I was like, "Well, what's that?" And she was like, "You're gonna have to join the union, and and she goes, "Mark, you'll do perfect." So I paid my union, and I stood in for Matthew Fox, the lead actor on that show, for about 4 seasons. And I stood in for any other actor that was 6 foot if he wasn't on set. So that was kind of like and then when Lost wrapped, there's usually a featured film in between each season. And I stood in for Michael Caine and got to work with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for 7 weeks. Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy on Triple Frontier. It's been a great experience, being on set. You would see guest actors come on set, and even if they were there for just one day or for a week for the episode, to sit across the room and like, wow, I watched them as a kid, That was a guy that fought Rocky, and he was a guest actor on the show. Peter Weller, he directed several episodes of 5-0, and to see him as RoboCop and see him, it's like it's such an amazing industry, man.
And next time on Hawaii Entertainment News,
who's your target audience? A lot of people think everybody's gonna want my thing. No, you have to identify who your market is. Yes. With your show, who's your target market? It's the people who want to be in the film industry, whether it's behind the camera, in front of the camera, or both. Do they want to be a part of writing the story? Do they want to be the actor? Do they want to be, they don't want to be heard or anything, but they want to be involved.
Hawaii Entertainment News, where we will talk about all the news that's happening around the film and entertainment industry in Hawaii.
You're supposed to say, I told you so.
Are you okay?
Oh my gosh, he's Superman! This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Is that it? I think so.